Hey guys, welcome back to Follow Me 11B. Discussions on current events, macroeconomics, and freedom and liberty from a veteran's perspective. Well, it has been a minute or two. It's probably been just over a week since I've done my last video, and I just took some time to, been kind of busy taking care of some personal matters and just kind of decompressing from doing videos. However, since the news continues to march on and getting seemingly progressively crazier each and every day, thought it'd be a good time to jump back into things as we are now leading up to our 50th video. We've got this video, number 49, which is the next one, and number 50. So if you count this one, 3 more videos. So we've got some good stuff planned for that one. Stick around. But for today's topic, I wanted to give an update on the latest goings on in and about the Ukraine-Russia conflict. And let us start off with some of the latest figures as recorded on Wikipedia. And these are figures that come from the US and UK governments, which record the Russian casualties. U.S. was reporting 16,000 Russian casualties to date in the Ukraine-Russia conflict as of today, as of June. The UK is reporting 20,000. Now, the reason I wanted to use the UK and the U.S. is because some of these other statistics may get a little, shall we say, froggy. For example, the Ukraine is reporting 35,000 Russian casualties as opposed to the 16,000 reported by the US or 20,000 reported by the UK. Now, moving down to the Ukrainian casualties, the US is reporting anywhere from 5,500 to 11,000 Ukrainian troop casualties. The United Kingdom is reporting 20,000 Ukrainian troop casualties, compared and contrasted with the Russians reporting 23,000 Ukrainian troop casualties and the Ukraine government reporting 10,000. So Ukraine's reporting 10,000, Russia's reporting 23,000 killed, and the United States government anywhere between 55 and 11,000, and the UK 20,000. So I think that their figures are a little bit more believable since they don't have as much skin in the game. Excuse me, at least for the moment. Now, there's a couple of articles I wanted to get to. The first one is from CNBC, and it's entitled, U.S. State Department approves $22.7 million in weapon sales to NATO from Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. And the U.S. State Department notified Congress of a foreign military sale to NATO alliance worth $22.7 million. The proposed sale will improve NATO's capability to meet current and future ground threats, blah, 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 with precision, da-da-da-da-da. This is what I really wanted to get to, though. 239 GBU-39B small diameter bombs, 204 FMU-152 fuses, 204 MK-82 500-pound general-purpose bombs, 50 Blue 109 2,000-pound hard-target penetrator bombs. So we're starting to give them the heavy artillery, shall we say? And that is that article, by the way, was by Sergei Supinsky from the AP. Now let's move over to another article, which I found on CNBC. Stoltenberg says Sweden and Finland should join NATO alliance as soon as possible. And that's from Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. NATO Secretary Jens Stoltenberg, by the way. So NATO Secretary Jens Stoltenberg said the alliance will address Turkey's concerns about Finland and Sweden's application to join NATO next week in Madrid. Quote, we are now working actively on the next steps in the ascension process of both Finland and Sweden. And something about Turkey here. All right, let's jump over to the next page. My aim is to find a common way forward so that both countries can join our alliance as soon as possible, he said, adding that the addition of Sweden and Finland will make them safer, NATO stronger, and the Euro-Atlantic area more secure. In May, both nations began the formal process of applying to the NATO alliance. All right, so we'll talk about that in a moment on if that's a good idea or not. One more article I wanted to get to from CNBC. It was from the 22nd of June, but it was updated Thursday, June 23rd, 2022. NATO chief says Sweden, Finland should join as soon as possible. Schultz aims to discuss Marshall Plan for Ukraine. And this is by Amanda Macias and Holly Elenot. President Zelensky, president of Ukraine, has said the intense battles in eastern Ukraine represent the toughest spot in the conflict, with Russian forces pressing strongly in the region. Several cities, towns, and villages in the Luhansk region have been the focus of severe fighting for several weeks, with Russian and Ukrainian forces engaged in street battles where Russian artillery fire destroys infrastructure and homes in the region. Meanwhile, tensions are high between Russia and Lithuania after the latter, a NATO member, banned the rail transfer of all EU-sanctioned goods, such as metal, coal, construction materials, and high-technology products, coming from mainland Russia to Kaliningrad, a Russian enclave on the Baltic Sea. Russia has warned of, quote, serious consequences against what it has called, quote, hostile actions of Lithuania, while NATO members have reiterated their support for the country. Elsewhere, it's a tense week for Ukraine as it awaits to see whether it will be granted the status of a candidate country for the European Union. It should know by the end of the week when an EU summit concludes. Spoiler alert, the EU did grant Ukraine and Moldova candidate status on the 23rd of June, which was last Thursday. So, just to give you some context, EU, the European Union, an economic and political union. It's made up of 27 countries. It runs the euro, which is the currency that's exchangeable in all 27 countries. So you don't have to change this currency for that currency when you cross borders. It essentially makes many European countries kind of like the U.S., where you can travel border to border, exchange money, the same money in all the states. But I don't have to get too deep on that because I know you guys know what I'm talking about. But let us ask the question, though, is this a good idea? Fast-tracking Sweden and Finland and getting Ukraine quickly into the European Union. As far as the European Union goes, I think that's the EU and the West's kind of way of doing something public and big for Ukraine and Zelensky without actually poking the sharp stick directly in the eye of the Russian bear and Vladimir Putin. However, I do think, and I believe the exact words were something to the effect of that if Finland and Sweden were to join the NATO alliance, which they seem to be interested in fast-tracking right now, NATO, that the likelihood of a nuclear deployment is going to be made a lot more likely. So, not sure if that's a great strategic move, guys. But I think it's funny, though, that they say something to, what is it, their exact quote, where they say that it will make making Sweden and Finland join as soon as possible, it will make them stronger and safer. Well, only if a greater war, a broader war, and a nuclear deployment, most importantly, is avoided. And I'm not completely convinced that will be the case. This might completely do the opposite, but only time will tell. That said, again, we have got the 50th video coming soon. Big news, some big stuff happening in that one. So we are indeed growing. Follow me 11B. We are at Follow Me 11B on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. We are at The Real Follow Me 11B on Rumble and on Instagram. We would love it if you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all on the next video.